From the dreaded Scourge Stars come the hordes of the Plaguefather, Lord Nurgle, and their postulant eye is fixed on Macragge. As the Indomitus Crusade draws to an end, Uliman races to Ultramar and a confrontation with the Death Guard. Dark Imperium is a Warhammer 40,000 boxed set launching 8th edition in 2017. It presents the Death Guard against the Primaris Space Marines. Additionally, Guy Haley's tie-in novel of the same name is worth the read. To replicate this fierce narrative in the Warhammer 40k Conquest card game, we are playing Ku'gath Plaguefather against the Ultramarines Captain Cato Sicarius. Welcome to another episode of Conquestadore, where some South Africans are still playing the 40k Conquest card game 3 years after its demise. My name is Tristan.
And I am Jonathan.
And today we are playing the Chaos against the Space Marines. I will be commandeering? I'll be representing Ku'gath Plaguefather for the Chaos.
And I will be playing Captain Cato Sicarius for the Ultramarines.
Indeed, and I think you won that first roll there, right off the bat.
Yes.
Aha, you did indeed.
Yes, initiative to me.
Turn one, we're playing a second game actually for this morning when we recorded this, because we played a game before, yeah?
Yes, because I am an absolute newbie at this, so I needed to just play a game to kind of get a feeling for how everything works.
And it helped. So right off the bat, what do you got going on there?
What do I have?
I
am playing a veteran Barbarous, yes. Because I believe that was the only thing I had in my hand.
Always the best choice when you have this going on. So that's quite a strong play. You've only got 2 resources left.
Yes. As I said, I did not have much choice, but I did want to win that first card because it had a number of the different symbols, meaning that it gave me a lot of options later on.
Correct. Always a wise play. In retaliation, it's always like a safe bet right on the first turn to put down a Promethean mine. So I was like, yes, I will have more money for the Chaos.
Yeah, so I know the Space Marines do really well with resources, but from the beginning I was already a little bit strapped. But I suppose that's just how it goes with the cards you draw, right?
Correct. And this is your way of trying to combat that, yes?
Yes, by putting out a rogue trader to maybe get a couple of extra resources.
And I thought it was very chaotic to just try cancel that with my own rogue trader. At this point, I think you pass because you've only got 1 resource left.
Yes.
And we'll see what the Chaos continue to do in sneaky Chaos fashion. Another rogue trader.
Oh.
Well, I was in luck. That's 3 neutral cards in like my first draw. Not a bad hand. Not a bad hand at all. All right, so that's it.
Yep.
I think we now go to the command phase. No, we do not. I had one more thing to put down. Good grief. The Baleful Mandrake. So this already showing up the allies for the Chaos. In this game, they'll be the Dark Elder. I like the Baleful Mandrake because it's ranged. Everyone likes a good ranged unit. 3 cost and 3 attack. So it's going to hit you for 3 before the round of combat even starts.
Yeah. Here we're committing ourselves, and I go to, unsurprisingly, Planet 1.
As your strategy was just saying there. So, obviously, the Space Marines will win command there. The Chaos will win there. No one, Planet 3, Planet 4, again, Chaos, and then Planet 5, Chaos. So, a little bit of economic winning for them, but no planet winning.
I find it interesting that you didn't go to the first planet considering its strategic importance.
Right. I suppose if I'd put the Baleful Mandrake there, I could have hit Barbarous, but he would have killed the Baleful Mandrake before I got a chance. So I think I was playing safe, and I knew that if I could win Aatrox Prime by the time all your units were back there, you could get hit by 1. Okay, so you used the ability of Yvarn to put your Dreadnought in play.
Yes, I did.
Which is always scary to me when the Dreadnought comes in.
And that let me save on quite a few resources because the Dreadnought is a very expensive card to put down.
Mm-hmm. And as you were saying, strapped for cash right off the bat.
Yeah.
But hey, good cash injection happening right there. And the Soul Grinder comes down for the Chaos, which I quite like. Very cool card, very strong. Also 6, so not as expensive as a Dreadnought. And it has a reaction after winning a command struggle at the planet. Your opponent must sacrifice a non-warlord unit at the planet if able. So I was hoping to use that a lot.
And did you? I don't remember.
I think once, maybe twice. We'll see. You were busy putting all sorts of shields down to prevent damage. Oh no, just the one for your warlord.
Yes. Yeah, because you were trying to hurt me in my headquarters.
Yes. Take a shot. Just a pot shot. I'm doing my very best. So that is the end of turn 1. So initiative changes. And turn 2, we start with 4 resources, 2 cards.
quick play. Ooh, the Fortress of Madness. Yes. The standard faction card that lets you reduce the cost of a unit by 1. This is the Chaos version.
Yeah, so you had quite a few supports out this game, which caused me a bit of trouble.
Not too bad.
Especially when it came to moving units around.
Oh, yes.
So I played the Veteran Barbarous.
A secondary copy.
Secondary copy?
Well, it's a second copy of him. What I mean is, you got 2 of them out.
Yeah, so after this unit enters play, it deals 2 damage to the target army unit at the planet. So I was hoping to maybe do some damage, but I don't think there was really anything there.
It was that Baleful Mandrake.
Yeah.
Because we still discussed this. You may have seen a little edit there. It took us a while to figure out, oh yes, in fact, that thing has to die now.
Oh, yes.
Because I had no shields, alas.
Yes, and any strategic considerations aside, I think this may have been one of the only cards I had to play. So a lot of this game was dictated by what you draw, but I suppose that's how card games go.
True that. And me feeling like I need to start winning a planet, because if you win the next 2 planets, you win the game. Put down a possessed, really nice Demon Elite unit, 4 health, 9 attack. So I was just hoping either your Dreadnought comes through there or your Warlord comes through there so the Possessed can take a swing.
Yes, I kept forgetting about this particular unit and its high attack. So I had to really kind of work to stop it from taking out some of my guys.
Well, let's see how that goes down. All right, Gleeful Plague Beast. I hear a good card to have in your Chaos deck. A Nurgle elite unit has a forced reaction. After the combat phase begins, deal 1 damage to each unit at this planet. Okay. So that's it. I think you passed. I have no money, so clearly we'll go to command phase.
Once again, we commit ourselves to the planets. And like I said, my strategy from the beginning was to get in there as quickly as I can and get as many planets as I can, specifically because my card choice was so limited as well.
Mm-hmm. And here you'll notice our error, our faux pas. We never revealed the planet, which might have affected where we deployed. I don't think it did this time.
No, it didn't.
Because Barlas, I don't think, has a very spectacular power anyway. I think it's just discarding a card at random from your opponent's hand. Ooh.
And once again, to Planet 1.
Yes, and here I didn't go to Planet 1 to try defend it, which maybe is a bad strategy. I went to 2, thinking, I don't know, to set up. I wonder if things would have been different if I had rocked up at Planet 1. Maybe.
Well, were you maybe going for red?
Maybe, but what's the point of that if you're going to get green before then?
Maybe it allows you to kind of build up your forces, so you're in a stronger position to take the following 3 cards.
Indeed. I wonder how things might have played differently. Anyway, the Plague Beast has a very lovely ability, which lets you sort of damage the peeps, which is happening right now. So it does 2 damage to 1 damage to each unit at the planet.
I think for a while we didn't realize that it was actually units on both sides, not just one side. But I think we worked that out in the previous game we played as well.
Correct.
Yeah. And here I am attacking. What am I attacking?
The Gleeful Plague Beast.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
Because I think I'm trying to get rid of that 9 attack.
Watching this back is always so useful for me because I realize I am so scared of that Dreadnought that I swung for it first when I could have potentially bloodied your Warlord.
Yes.
Although you might have just used that.
Yes, I think I was waiting to be able to use that in particular, yeah.
It's a very clever. Indomitable, I must always remember that a Space Marines player could have it in their hand. Just negates all damage. Yeah. Which I suppose is why you kept the monies as well.
Yes.
So then Barbarous goes in for a swing, assumedly to kill the Gleeful Plague Beast before it attacks, but I have a 3 shield card, which alas is a bit of a waste, because he was only swinging for 2, but it allowed the Gleeful Plague Beast to swing again.
And how did we deal with this?
Try to kill off the 1 Barbarous.
Yeah.
I was hoping here the only way you could shield it is if you had a 3 shield card or another Indomitable.
No, and I decided not to do that. I let it go.
Let it go. So now I have initiative, but you're the only one with the Warlord there, so technically now, instead, you have initiative. So now your Dreadnought can swing in
and take out that 9 damage Gleeful Plague Beast.
The Gleeful Plague Beast is not even the 9 damage guy.
Oh, isn't it?
No. It's the currently that's on the planet, the Possessed.
Ah.
So here we go. New round, action window. The the Gleeful Plague Beast retreats, and we play an Archon's Terror to make sure the Dreadnought cannot swing. So in this action window before the fighting even starts. So now...
And he's tired.
He's just tired from all that planetary travel.
Yeah.
So now, the Possessed has 4 health, so he's got 3 health left at the moment. Either of your units can't kill him at this point, which is just a lucky break for me.
But I take the swing anyway.
Yes. So now we have 1 health left on the Possessed, and I'm going to make the attempt to bloody your Warlord by attacking it with 9 damage, and there is your second Indomitable.
Exactly.
Very nice. There are 3 in the deck, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
And that is why I was willing to commit my Warlord to the first planet as well, because I knew I could protect him if he tried to do something like that.
Got you. Very clever. And then because you won Osis 4, you get to steal one of my resources.
Yes.
And because you killed 2 units, you should have gotten 2 resources from Cato's thing. There we go.
Yeah.
From his Warlord ability. So a very nice clean win, getting rid of the chaos, really only losing 1 unit.
Yes.
In comparison. So very nicely done. And now you are 2 for none.
Yes. But once again, my card choice was very limited. And so I had to be very careful about how I was spending my resources and on what. Because there was very little firepower I could back up with. And I really wanted to win this third planet because of that situation as well.
Correct, Amanda. Because essentially this third planet now is winning condition planet. As we go to turn 3. Very possible that the game could end at turn 3. Because you're going to bring Barbarous and a Dreadnought and your Warlord to planet 1.
Yeah.
Plus a little bit of a sneaky Land Raider.
Yes, and this has a very nice ability where non-vehicle units at this planet cannot be targeted by enemy card abilities.
Which I remember thinking of incorrectly. I thought I couldn't attack any units until I've attacked the Land Raider or something like that. But that would be a Librarian, which is also good.
Clear that up at a later stage as well.
Indeed. Always learning, always learning.
Indeed.
So the Plague Beast comes down to try to do 1 damage to everything at the start of the round. This is a weird play.
What am I playing?
The Rogue Trader.
Oh, yes.
Just for a little bit of economic power, maybe?
Yes, I was trying to do that. So I'd have a couple of extra resources to spend on cards during the battle phase.
Wise. The Vile Laboratory comes down as another location support. It has a deploy action. You can exhaust this support to have your opponent choose and move a non-vehicle unit he controls from a target planet to an adjacent planet of his choice.
And this is the card I hate because it keeps moving my guys around.
I don't know. So I couldn't do it on the Land Raider because it's a vehicle. So it had to be the Rogue Trader. So I moved it, which maybe was silly. Because now you'll get 2 cards and a resource as opposed to getting 1 card and 2 resources. So maybe I gave you more shields when you could have just had more money.
Yeah, well, at this point, like I said, my card choice is very limited. So getting those extra cards was actually quite helpful.
It was actually helpful. So silly move for the chaos, alas. So
and once again, committing to the first planet.
Yeah. Very scary. At least for the chaos, this is very scary. So your units come exhausted.
Yes.
From the planet.
Yes.
So interestingly, also at the end of this command phase that we do in terms of calculating who has the most command icons, I see we're doing that now.
I think you actually won the majority of the command struggles in this game.
So in winning it now, the Soul Grinder's ability triggers. Okay, we're doing all the other command first, but the Soul Grinder's ability should trigger, which means you have to sacrifice one of your units.
Yes.
But that hasn't happened. We missed a thing!
Oh, no.
Know your cards, people. Know what they do. So what we're doing now is we're triggering both Gleeful Plague Beast abilities. That is just, as the combat phase begins, you have to deal 1 damage to each unit. Forced. So, yeah. I wonder if it would have been different if you had to sacrifice your... something. I don't know. What would you have sacrificed?
I don't know. It depends on the actual situation. And now we will never know.
I wonder. Probably Barbarous. Because he's the weakest. You'd want the Land Raider there.
Yeah.
And definitely the Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Okay, so Land Raider goes in, trying to kill off that Plague Beast. 1 shield just to keep it alive for at least 1 swing. And the Soul Grinder makes its attack for 4.
on the
Dreadnought.
Yeah,
Again-
you were very scared of that Dreadnought.
I'm clearly traumatized from all the other games we've played.
But at this stage, I was willing to sacrifice my Warlord for him to be bloodied because in my mind, this was the last round for me.
Correct.
If I didn't win this, I wouldn't win the game.
Well, I mean, you could have... Oh, I see what you're saying. Depending on what you had in your hand, you would have had the next planet to potentially... It would have been a winning condition on the next planet as well.
Yeah, but I would not have. I would not have had the cards to put up much of a fight.
I see. So here's where I double check Ku'gath Plaguefather's ability. After the Warlord is declared an attacker, move a damage from him to another unit. And I was playing it at first to whatever I was attacking had to take that damage, but it could be split.
And you took out one of my units there.
Oh yes, Barbarous.
Yeah.
Okay. Start of a new round. Does anybody retreat? Well, it's a winning planet condition, so probably not. You have initiative. Land Raider goes, kills the Plague Beast.
Yes.
Soul Grinder swinging, trying to destroy the Land Raider. Again here, I wonder if it would have been better to swing for Cato first.
But once again, I am willing to give it up.
Swinging for 2. At my little Nurgle Warlord. So he takes 1. And essentially does 1 damage to you.
Yes. And you move 1 damage to him using his ability.
So here, it looks like we don't get that planet, so the Space Marines can win at the next planet still.
Yes.
But at least the Chaos have 1 planet. We fought hard for that.
Yes.
Gosh.
And at this stage, I was quite desperate. So I was really trusting in the cards, hoping I would get something that could be quite useful.
And that often works. So initiative passing over to the Chaos at turn 4, potentially, most likely the last turn of this combat battle game.
And you are in quite a good position, actually. I have a fairly damaged Warlord and no other units in play.
And thus, I bring out the Virulent Plague Squad. Quite a nice unit. They have this ability. They normally only attack for 1, but the unit gets +1 attack for each unit in your opponent's discard pile, which I think you are counting out there for me.
Yes, we are trying to calculate.
So +1, 2, 3.
I think so, yeah.
So he'd be swinging for 4.
Yes.
Which is not bad. So then he's a 4/4. Nice and strong, setting up a good, not a defense, but an offensive at this planet.
So I think you were hoping to maybe be able to take out my Warlord pretty quickly.
Indeed.
I was trying to move your unit away to give me more of a chance.
Very nice. Sicarius is chosen. Always good. So now, if my Vile Lab could have helped me here, it would have been nice to bring people back. Like if it had the ability to bring my own units.
Yeah,
but
and
I have to move
there
yours.
was no real benefit to you moving my guy over to the first planet.
Correct, because you choose where you move him to.
Yeah.
I just say move him. Ku'gath Nurglings, the signature squad of my Warlord. The forced reaction it has is that after a unit moves to this planet, deal it 1 damage. So we discussed this in this game as well. When you deploy a unit, our home rule or house rule, as we understood it, was it's not moving, it's being deployed.
Yes.
Right, what you got going on there?
That is... What is it?
Maxos, Brother Maxos.
Oh, it isn't Maxos.
Yeah. I imagine this is you trying to get another reason to...
Yes, Veteran Brother Maxos. So normally you can put him into play like an ambush, but I, once again, did not have much to play. And so I needed something at that planet because I wanted to win it.
Gotcha.
So I put him down and then putting in the Company Scout because it's a nice, cheap unit.
All I got as a compensation really was to move Maxos with the Vile Lab. But you still got a Scout down versus the Virulent Plague Squad. So at the moment, it's looking sort of even. You'd imagine, hey, the Nurglings could be a bit stronger until the Librarian comes in.
And this was my power play for the round.
It was such a beautiful end to this game. It was like building for this beautiful, strong climax.
But this was the almost the last trick. I think I had one more, which paid off big time a little bit later.
Very quick dial exchange there. Clearly, if we don't go to 1, your opponent gets the upper hand. So both committing there. Here we go. Seeing what's up. In terms of command struggle, I think the Chaos win it. Yeah. Oh, and because the Soul Grinder is there, you have to sacrifice a unit.
Yes. And so I think I dropped the 10th Company Scout. That would make the most sense.
Yep. There he goes. Thanks for scouting.
Yeah, short-lived. But I suppose he served his purpose.
Indeed.
He allowed my librarian to stay.
That's true. That's true. Otherwise, your librarian would have to been killed. So the Chaos winning command at Planet 1, and again at Planet 2, and then Space Marines Planet 3.
Let's just say that was my plan for the first planet.
Because
I
you
remember
needed
durability, yes. Let's just say that.
And luckily you got those resources, because I think you need that for your action here.
Yeah, so I had certain cards. I could play support cards, but I decided not to because I wanted to save my resources for a very specific play.
So over here, my hope in my combat action was to use Warp Storm, which does 2 damage to each unit without any attachments at a target planet or HQ. So I sacrifice 2 of my units, hoping that it kills your librarian, or at least does some damage to Cato, right?
Yes.
So you had a choice. You either kill the librarian or you bloody your warlord and he goes away. So
Yes.
I see you chose the latter.
I chose to bloody my warlord, yes. And at this stage, I was willing to bloody him because I wasn't going to get much additional benefit from him being there.
But you would if the librarian's there. Because of this.
Yes. So this was a bit of a Hail Mary. So I didn't know what was going to happen, but it was kind of the last thing I could do. So I decided to play the Drop Pod Assault and prayed for a good unit in the top couple of cards of the deck.
How many do you draw? 3? 6?
It is
6.
6. Yes. You look through the top 6 and take a unit with a printed cost of 3 or lower.
And luckily, the unit that works best with the librarian happens to be that cost.
Yes, the Blood Angels Veterans. And while this unit is ready, as a reaction, after it is assigned damage, it can prevent 1 of that damage. And in conjunction with the Librarian, you cannot attack the Librarian as long as there is another unit there.
So I've got to do at least 3 damage to the Blood Angels Veterans when they're exhausted, which means they've already done 3 damage to me, which means either killing the Soul Grinder or Ku'gath, or at least bloodying Ku'gath. All right, so he moves 1 damage to the Librarian, because I can do that.
Yes, because it's not a direct attack.
Correct. And now has to attack the Blood Angels Veterans, but only does 1 damage, and while he's readied, it does nothing. So it was brilliant. Very good play.
Totally planned it that way.
And as you can see, the Chaos players' cards are down. I've got nothing in my hand. There's nothing happening. I'm like, At this point, probably a more advanced or professional player would understand that this is game.
Yeah.
But I think we played it out.
Yeah. And also, I was winning.
So here I get to move my 1 damage to your Librarian, trying to kill it off. And then I would obviously attack the Blood Angels Veterans. And you can choose to shield, which I think you do. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
I mean, with all the support cards I had, I might as well use them as shields. And that was the end of the game.
Thank you so much. And very congratulations.
Yes,
very
thank you.
much.
I think it's important to say that luck plays a very big part in this game. That final play would not have worked if the cards had been slightly different. And so, as skillful as you can be, even a newbie can win if they're lucky.
This is what makes card games so great, and this particular one so great. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Jono, for coming to join us. This is our second last if you watch the series chronologically. So look out for our finale episode in 2 weeks' time. Or if you're just watching this all together, then go to the next one.
It was an absolute pleasure, and thank you for inviting me to take part.
Yay! Bye.
Bye.